Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so if you're a business using AI, you have a huge decision to make right now. Do you go with these powerful, free, open-source models, or do you stick with the paid cloud services from the big guys? It feels like an obvious choice, right? But the smartest move here isn't what you might think.
I mean, look at this offer. A powerful AI for your business, and it's completely free. So you have to ask yourself, what's the catch? Well, this all kicked off with OpenAI's recent release of Gpt-Oss model you can literally run yourself. And yeah, it sounds like a total revolution in AI access, but the real story, the smarter strategy, is hidden in the trade-offs.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with this new open-source frontier, then we'll get right into the core trade-offs. After that, we're going to look at some pretty sobering security failures, which, you'll see, leads us directly to the strategic hybrid model. And finally, we'll map out your next move.
Okay, first up, this new frontier. We are talking about Gpt-Oss. And look, this isn't just another tool in the toolbox. It represents a completely different philosophy for how you can use AI in your business.
The central idea here is absolute control. We're talking about models like Gpt-Oss 120B released under an Apache 2.0 license. What that means for you is they are truly yours. You can download them, you can tweak them, you can run them on your own hardware. There are no API costs, and maybe most importantly, your sensitive data never, ever leaves your own servers.
And when you really look at these advantages, you see just how much control you're being handed. Forget API fees. You get full data privacy. You can actually see how the AI is thinking to get to an answer. And you can train it on your company's unique language and data. The whole power dynamic just flips from the provider directly to you.
But you knew there was a but coming, right? That level of control, it comes at a price. Not necessarily in dollars, but in things like resources, quality, and especially risk. This brings us right to the heart of the matter, the core trade-off. Full control versus full service.
And this table just lays it all out so clearly. On the left, with Gpt-Oss, you've got the win on cost savings and total data control. But then you look to the right at GPT-5 and you see higher quality, multimedia capabilities, and crucially, someone else is managing all the security. So, which column wins? Well, it totally depends on what you're trying to do.
Because free is almost never actually free, is it? You're looking at a pretty big drop in quality for some languages, like Hebrew, for example. It's text only, no multimedia. And then there's the big stuff. You are on the hook for buying powerful hardware, you have to do the custom integrations, and this is the big one. The entire burden of security falls squarely on your shoulders.
And that security burden? Let's be real. It's not just some abstract line item on a spreadsheet. It is a massive, tangible risk. So, let's just take a look at two real-world security fails that show just how fast things can go south.
So the first case actually comes from the pros at ChatGPT themselves. They had a share chat feature that, because of a flaw, accidentally exposed countless private conversations in Google search results. We're talking resumes, internal company documents, personal sensitive data, all just out there. All because of a confusing user interface.
Now, to be fair, OpenAI fixed this quickly, but the lesson here is absolutely critical. A simple UI mistake, something that seems minor, can lead to a gigantic data breach. And if you're the one running a local model, that responsibility for every single line of code, every interface choice, and every single mistake is 100% yours.
This second example, this one's from the Black Hat Security Conference, and it's even more chilling. It shows how hackers are already targeting these systems, and look how frighteningly simple it is. A user gets a document, it looks totally normal, they open it, and that's it. Hidden commands run automatically in the background, connect to an outside site, and steal the system's API keys. It's just a stark reminder that any AI you connect is a target. So, if running your own model is so risky, but using the cloud means giving up control and your privacy, what in the world are you supposed to do? It feels like you're stuck, right? Well, here's the secret. The pros, the people who do this for a living, they're not choosing one or the other. They're moving towards a strategic hybrid model.
And this right here is the key takeaway of this whole explainer, so let's get really clear on it.
A hybrid AI architecture means you stop thinking about this as a permanent all-or-nothing choice. Instead, you build a flexible system that can intelligently switch between your local model and a cloud model, calling on the absolute best tool for the job moment by moment.
So here's how that actually works in practice. Let's say you need to analyze some super sensitive company financials. For that, use the free local Gpt-Oss, where data privacy is guaranteed. But then, an hour later, you need to generate a high-quality, customer-facing marketing campaign and analyze some images. Boom! You seamlessly switch to the powerful GPT-5 cloud model to get that done. Best of both worlds.
And the advantages of going hybrid like this are just huge. You get incredible flexibility to swap in new models as they come out. You get maximum security, a layered approach where you keep your most sensitive data locked down locally. And, maybe most importantly, you future-proof your system. The investment you make today won't be obsolete tomorrow.
Okay, so you're on board with the hybrid strategy. How do you actually put it into action? The key is to take a breath, step back before you write a single line of code or buy any hardware, and start with a smart, strategic checklist.
The experts over at Dr. AI recommend this exact pre-implementation checklist. It's essential. First, you analyze your real needs. Second, you assess your security posture. Third, and this is key, you map your different workflows to the right models. And fourth, you plan for the future from day one. Following these steps ensures your decision is genuinely strategic, not just a reaction to the latest cool tech.
And really, that brings us to the final thought here. For what feels like forever, the debate has been framed as a choice, an either-or. Do you want open-source control, or do you want cloud convenience? But the real strategic advantage, the winning move, doesn't come from picking a side. It comes from building a smart, flexible system that gives you the power of both.